Okay, welcome to the Moray Cup
Radiant
2016
team ban.
upper bracket semi-final Destination Requiem versus Team Str8. I'm General Jivicus and I will be joined
Dire
by
team ban.
Toxic. First ban, very quick from Team Str8. Nature's Prophet getting taken out of the pool. I'd expect to see Invoker and OD also banned out, probably Spectre as
10
well.
seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Now, Team Str8 have first pick, so they're possibly trying to set up for an Invoker pick here.
Dire team ban.
So, like I say, Bounty Hunter banned out there as well. Lone Druid, which does leave both Spectre and
Radiant
Invoker open.
team pick.
Invoker.
Dire team pick.
Invoker picked up as expected. Very quick set of picks there. So Zeus and Faceless Void picked up for
10
Destination
seconds
Requiem.
remaining.
It's going to be quite a fierce combo. Zeus obviously quite effective at
5
dealing with
seconds
Invoker
remaining.
in the mid. Lion picked up for Team Str8, very strong support, very good in the
Reserve
early
time.
and mid game. Spectre banned out then by Team Str8. I wonder if they're maybe thinking about picking
Hello.
up. Hey, Toxic, welcome.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. Give me up now. That's good. Hey there. Sorry about that. As you were saying, Faceless Void pick, very strong pick against Invoker in particular. Because Invoker carries up to 10 spells, that means you have more than 4 at a time on cooldown. Incredibly problematic for Invoker because he carries some of the longest cooldowns in the game for many of his spells.
Yeah, okay.
Seconds
Yeah, time
for him,
lock, yeah.
and
Time dilation, yep.
time
10
dilation is a
seconds remaining.
strong spell in particular because of how many spells he brings.
5 seconds
So I think Faceless Void
remaining.
was a very good counter pick in this situation. Although personally, I would pick Pugna. Void is also a very
Dire team ban.
Looking at the bans, we got Witch Doctor banned out now and Dazzle as well. I do think that's going to affect, I mean, stuns wise, obviously, the Faceless Void Chrono doesn't come online till level 6. He does have
10
the
seconds
bash,
remaining.
the time lock, but yeah, a little bit
5
lacking on the
seconds
control at the
remaining.
moment for Destination Requiem, but so much damage.
I think what
Reserve time.
Destination Requiem is looking for here is to make sure that, one, they don't have the strongest picks in the game. They couldn't avoid making sure they didn't have Invoker. That's something that they just have to bite the bullet for, but that's why they picked Faceless Void. Another thing that I see them trying to go for here is to make sure that they don't have anyone that can slip through their fingers, which is why they banned Slark, and they're trying to milk the squishiness of the enemy team, of Team Str8, by picking up a Zeus, Vengeful Spirit, people who can easily take people and punish them immensely for not having enough strength to survive the initial blows. Faceless Void, Zeus, and Vengeful Spirit all do that very well, which is something Invoker and Lion struggle with, is to survive on their own, especially if they get caught out at long range. Nether Swamp is a very good tool for that, especially against someone who will often lay down his entire arsenal of spells before being able to be reached. But Vengeful Spirit's range will help with that, and Zeus's nuking prowess will help to bring down Invoker before he becomes. That's at least my interpretation of what I think is going.
Yeah, I really like the Venge Spirit. It covers that the weakness, obviously, of not having the stuns. So you got that really strong stun with the magic missile. The swap obviously has a bit of a mini stun to it as well for stopping TPs. Yeah, I mean, I like it so far. Really strong support in this particular meta. And if you look at Destination Requiem, they're only going to be looking for one more support now as well,
Dire
whereas
team
Team Str8 are
pick.
going to be looking for carries only, which will give the last ban for Destination Requiem a little bit more options. They can focus truly on carries at this point with their final ban.
Yeah, Team Str8 has already made all of their support picks. Destination Requiem has gone a little later with their support picks, being more careful with choosing who they want to use against the enemy team. Vengeful Spirit was a great pick. I am waiting to see who else they choose to go against these particular heroes. Vengeful Spirit also has a small little benefit in that she can reduce the armor of Invoker, which without a lot of Wex orbs is actually particularly poor. It's Invoker isn't very weak in any general sense in this current patch, but he does have some remnants of weakness, and that being in his agility and strength, like any intelligence hero would. So they're trying to make use of that. Gyrocopter being picked up. He brings an interesting kit to the table. He's that AoE. I think what they're going to try and do is mix together his ult and Void's ult to get down maximum lockdown in a team fight and deal lots of AoE damage in addition to the Zeus. That way, once they catch them all out, they can absolutely destroy their entire team without any opposition
10 seconds
before
remaining.
even the chrono is over.
Yeah, even for a couple of, even if you use a chrono to pick off a
5
couple with
seconds
with the gyrocopter and the faceless void, if they're near and the Zeus can be anywhere, that's a huge wombo combo.
Reserve
I mean,
time.
yeah, it can wipe out their whole team, but also it can take out 2 or 3 guys quite easily as well.
Yeah, especially valuable targets extremely well with these particular heroes. So I'm just waiting to see what.
So maybe like a Tide pickup for the offlane for Team Str8.
Yeah, I would think Tide would probably be the best choice here. He presents one of the most simple and tried and true methods of anti-team, anti-initiation through his Ravage, his Kraken Shell, and his high resistance to damage. If Tide builds like I would build him, put a Defiance and a Pike on him, then they might have a good chance of standing up against by having that barrier to protect them from all the heavy AoE magic damage that's going to be coming out of Zeus and Gyrocopter.
Yeah, I quite like the Sven pickup as well, I have to say, for Team Str8. As far as carries that are available that are left in the pool, I think it's decent to have that AoE stun, and Sven really strong in this meta. Kite ability that they've got there, slows wise, they don't have any slows, so I mean once he gets his BKB, should be okay-ish. Interesting, they banned out the Brood.
I'm not so sure about how effective that BKB will be for Savannah. They have 2 ultimates on the enemy team that's going to pierce straight through it, that being Nether Swap and Chronosphere. It's going to be very hard for Savannah to catch out the enemy team without getting counter ganked. Chronosphere, stuns, or anything else like that. Even with the BKB, if he gets Chronosphered or Nether Swapped, that can easily take him and put him in a bad spot in the fight, or just completely eliminate him before his team has a chance to do anything to help him out. That's why I think they picked up Disruptor, is because of his long-range ability to take someone out of position or move someone back to glimpse. That'll be an extremely valuable thing, and also to be able to silence the Void and keep him in place using a Kinetic Field Static Storm combo is, I think, their answer to most of their team. Sven presents strength, which they do need. They do need someone who's more durable and has a lot of hitting power and a stun. Most valuable. However, I think without a Blink Dagger and some extremely careful positioning, he will still struggle against this team.
Yeah, Sven's going to need to pick up the early Blink as well. Disruptor, obviously, with the Party Ring and the Static Storm, he can lay that down on Faceless Void's Chrono, which will kind of mitigate some of the problems there. Yeah, and Glimpse, absolutely, obviously, if Faceless Void picks up an early Blink and Chronos, he can glimpse him back, and at least for a few of the seconds of the Chrono, it won't be doing much if Disruptor doesn't get caught out.
Yeah, if Void especially tries to create on his own without his teammates behind him during the Chrono, that will severely cripple the power of the Chrono, being just one long useless stun without any damage inside of it, because Faceless Void isn't present at the time. Faceless Void will have to be careful to make sure to pick up Disruptor and anyone else with a long-range stun, such as Invoker's Tornado. Make sure that he can't be countered during the Chronosphere, so that would nullify it.
That's a great
As a Tide pick, as was predicted. Very going to help them out a lot in the count initiation against the team Destination Requiem's long-range team fight.
Obviously,
Zeus's global presence is going to be
Angel.
Guardian Angel is looking to be picked up. I think more the reason why they're picking up Omni Knight against a particular team is not for Guardian Angel, but or for repel.
It's
Through Invoker,
both.
Lion, and Disruptor, they have a lot of AoE stunning, and they want to make sure that their carries and other such team members are able to get off what they need in order to finish off the game without getting interrupted. I think the reason why they would pick up Omni Knight is because they're afraid that if they're not full and they don't pick up enough BKBs, well, we're going to get chains. Get chain stunning off, and everything. That's why they picked up. That's what I feel about it. He is still incredibly useful against Van with his Guardian Angel, but there isn't a whole lot of physical damage coming out of Team Str8. However, Omni Knight has to be careful. Invoker carries one of the biggest counters to all of his most valuable spells, being Repelling Guardian Angel through his Tornado, being an AoE dispel that cuts straight through their team. So he has to be careful either to make sure that Invoker is dead before he casts his spells, or make sure that Invoker has casted Tornado before initiating any of his protective spells through Guardian Angel. Otherwise, Invoker, if he's really smart, will just take those out of the fight. A very good counter to Omni Knight, so Omni Knight has to be careful in this situation.
Yeah, I agree totally. Like I say, covering their bases with that final support. We'll see whether or not Tide's able to get anything done. I suspect it will be the tri-lane of Venge, Omni, Gyro for the safe lane for Dire. Be difficult. I mean, obviously Tide can't really get locked down too easily. It's going to be difficult for him to get any XP. Void is a different story altogether. With the party ring, I guess there's 2 stuns for Lion there, and a stun on the Sven. We're just waiting for the reconnections. Lux server tends to offer us a few disconnects. So if we have a quick rundown of the teams, we've got Seems Good. He's going to go on to the Lion. Montuckus in the off lane on the Tide. Kesh is Bay on Disruptor. Blob TZ in the mid with the Invoker. And that leaves DMC on the Sven. Meanwhile, we're going to get Zeniston on the Venge, Cedarlow on the Omni Knight. Jinxed is going to go mid on the Zeus. MFZ will pick up the Faceless Void, and Matzo will take the Gyrocopter to the safe lane. We've got smokes on both teams as well. Smoke picked up by Zeniston and also picked up by Seems Good. There's a little bit of pinging going on here. It looks like Void might be going.
It looks like they're setting up for a powerful gank on Rune. In contrast, the enemy team, Team Requiem, is actually looking to set up a powerful gank at the top rune. So it looks like there's not going to be much of a conflict here getting the first down any runes.
Got an observer.
It's going to be kind of a dead draw.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 1-for-1, I think. For the
that'll enable Void to avoid any sneaky ganks coming out from Lion as he tries to work his way around Void and get behind him in the tri-lane that they're going to be setting up here. Void does have a very useful tool. He no longer has his backtrack ability back from the other patch, but he does have a more useful ability through Time Walk. And Time Walk actually is presented as a very good counter against Kinetic Field, without Static Storm, of course. In the early game, when he only has Kinetic Field, there can't really hold down Faceless Void because he can simply Time Walk through the Kinetic Field. It's not going to be very useful.
Yeah, that's what
and he can also backtrack the stun damage that's used upon him. Even if they chain stun him, one of the damage ticks is going to be taken straight out and put back into his health pool through Time Walk's damage reversal. So say that Lion would stun Faceless Void, and then Savannah follows up with a Storm Hammer, and then he Time Walks away from the kinetic field that Disruptor finishing with. Then Faceless Void would not only be out of the kinetic field, putting himself in a safer spot, but he'll also be taking away all that damage done by. So they'll be having a hard time killing Faceless Void, I think, and the best way for them to deal to make sure that his mana pool is empty at all times. Lion's mana drain.
Yeah, he's taken Earth Spike first, so we won't be seeing mana drain just yet. And we've got a little bit of action here. Cedarlow harassing the Tide on the at the camp here, just stopping him from getting any farm, getting that level 2.
Keeping him from getting anything out of the lane, making sure that he's staying in place. It's a very good play by Cedarlow to keep the Tide low, away from farm, away from EXP, making sure that it takes as long as possible for him to get level 6 or get his Blink Dagger. Interesting thing by Tide to pick up a Iron Talon and try jungling. It's actually a very viable thing when you think about it because of how his Kraken Shell works,
With Kraken
being a
Shell,
constant
yeah.
damage
And
block makes him
Anchor
very
Smash
effective.
as well.
Anchor Smash as well, reducing the damage taken by jungle creeps. He could easily stack a camp after he gets a couple levels and just keep on jungling the creeps until he reaches his early blink dagger.
He has
Probably
totally
getting a
abandoned
set
the
of boots
lane.
first and then picking up the link immediately. He's
It's
totally
just-
abandoned the lane. It doesn't look like they're going to have anyone pick it up. I don't really blame him for abandoning the lane, but then again, it's not all that wise to leave Gyro free farming up in the top lane. They're probably going to have to look for a gank within a couple of minutes, just to make sure that he doesn't stay out of check.
Look at this. Look at Cedar Low.
Cedar Low's finding Tide once again. He is not
Like a
giving him
sixth sense.
any space. Got a sixth sense. Just says, I know where Tide is. I'm gonna beat him with my hammer, and he's not gonna get an inch of harm. So say the Omni Knight.
So say the omniscient one.
Yeah, that's right. Looks like Lion's picked up Mana Drain level 2. He's gotta be careful to keep his distance on Void. Void does carry a very high base damage, especially early in the levels. At 71 base damage, including his poor man's shield. Right off the bat, only at level 2. He does hit fairly fiercely, even without his time lock proccing.
That's
So
mental.
Lion has
That's
to be
crazy.
careful to keep his distance on Void.
See, as far as the mid's going at the moment, it's pretty even, I have to say. Invoker just edging ahead there at the moment. He's got a Forge Spirit up now, but Zeus managing to maintain it with the Lightning Bolt spam. And no points in any skill yet for Sven. It looks like he may have leveled. No, he hasn't. Oh, seems good getting caught out so badly here.
Hell with me. First blood, an offering to the omniscience.
This is exactly what I was talking about, where Lion has to be careful to maintain his distance. You see, they caught him out. Lion, while he does have great harassing tools, also suffers from poor health and poor armor, making him very susceptible to being whacked by Faceless Void and Omni Knight's occasion.
This roaming Omni Knight getting a lot done, I have to say.
Yeah, the Omni Knight's getting a lot done for this team. Very valuable player here. He's doing all the right things, tied away from the farm, helping out Faceless Void with his lane, getting off a kill on Lion for blood. It's very well done by Cedarlaw.
Oh, Montucka's in a little bit of trouble with just solo gyro going on. I'm taking him down to 25% of his health. I mean, he's still only level 3. Gyro obviously has found level 5. Invoker though catches out Cedar Low somewhere. I'm not sure, was that a Sunstrike or... The danger, obviously, with them stacking this camp here is if Tide finds it and gets support from his team, they can go in there and he can just anchor smash to his heart's content and take that entire stack. They're going to have to make sure that Gyro is able
Which
to...
is why
But I
Vengeful
think at the
Spirit is
moment...
working to keep him away.
Yeah, I
Using
think-
Gyro's Flat Cannon, he'll be able to easily farm up that stack for an immense amount of farm. Even with the Centaur Courser's Cloak Aura, which has recently added this patch to and magic damage from farming up stacks of camps, Gyro still slices through that because of his flat, his auto attacks damage,
It's melee, yeah,
making it very easy
it's,
for him or
physical.
Tide to take that entire stack.
I think Gyro's going to have the levels though to be able to take it before Tide is going to be able to actually get in there. Oh, we got a gank coming around here. Comes
Looks like they're
Cedar
going
Low
in for a
again.
gank here. Gyro being extremely
Radiant's
aggressive.
top
Venge
tower
not being in
is
range to
under
get off for
attack.
stun. Omni Knight giving a little bit of chase, but seeing that it's worthless endeavor. Tide
I don't know
Hunter
about the
has
timing.
nothing to work against when it comes to magic damage. Shell
I think,
provides
though-
no magic resistance, so he's still vulnerable.
Yeah, I think having Tide just out of the lane
Radiant's
is
top
probably
tower is
just
under
as
attack.
beneficial as picking up the kill there. Having him have to go all the way back to the fountain to heal up, it buys them some more time to work on his tower, and there we go, top tower is going to go down at 5.5 minutes, well, 5
Radiant
minutes.
structures are fortified.
Giving a little bit of fortification to buy a slight couple of seconds more time before they
Radiant's
just
top
simply
tower
take out the
has
tower.
fallen.
Giving a small bounty of gold to every single one of the members of their team, bringing them a little bit forward over Team Str8.
No, I mean this gives them so much control in this particular zone here at the top here, kind of protecting that big camp, and it looks like They're trying for another stack here. Not sure if they've
Sven
got it
getting
or
lots
not.
of. Looks like Gyro is going to take that stack. Venge getting a nice level in Wave of Terror, and Vengeance Orb will also buff out Gyro, making it much easier. Cannon straight through the entire stacked camp.
Who's got the Dominator helmet?
And there goes using his ultimate to help him farm with that. Personally, I don't think that was quite necessary. He still has plenty of damage. He just needs to
He
kite.
goes down to the creeps.
Oh dear. Oh dear. It appears we've had a mishap in the.
Why did
Looks like he overestimated his tankiness and his abilities to hit the creeps. Gyro, don't forget, you are ranged, my friend.
I don't know, I think maybe there was just a bit of miscommunication and Cedarlo didn't find the heal, or maybe the heal was on cooldown.
Probably. Actually, it looks like he was out of mana at the time, and then Gyro was putting a little too much faith in Omni Knight, not paying attention to the fact that he was low on mana. It was like, purify me, you idiot! And Omni Knight's like, I can't! And
He healed immediately afterwards though. So I'm confused. I'll have to check it later as to what actually happened there. But yeah, he healed within 4 or 5 seconds. Now it could be that he had not enough mana, but he still had enough mana afterwards. It seemed.
Dire's
So
structures are
I'm
fortified.
not sure. I think miscommunication. more
Looks like
than
Tide's
anything else.
farming in the jungle again.
Well, Lion's
Lion
also
stacking up
these
camps
camps,
for our
yeah.
Savan.
We got Zeniston on the high ground.
Disruptor just kind of hanging around, also stacking camps, getting all the camps stacked up as many times as possible. Very important for them to get Savan ahead with a Blink Dagger and a BKB ready as fast as possible to get ahead of the Void.
Anything
Void
that Sven
almost
doesn't
level
pick up.
6, almost ready to have a chrono with lots of level in his time lock. I don't blame him against aggressive tri-lanes. It's very wise to pick up early levels in time lock so you can use it as often as.
Yeah, it brings the cooldown, the cooldown down each time you level up.
And the more often he can use it, the more valuable it is. Disruptor with an invisibility rune here, looking to try and get up a gank on a Void. Lion saying, no, that's not going to happen. Maybe he's thinking about it. He's thinking over it twice. Void kind of just doing a survey over here.
Yeah, looking for some action mid.
Looking around, seeing what's going on. Zeus has already got a bottle and a soul ring.
My preferred build, yep, Soul Ring
Vengeful
bottle,
Spirit,
Arcane Boots.
walking. Looks like
Wonder
they're
if he'll
building
pick
up at
Aether
mid.
next.
Very likely, Aether Lens is an extremely powerful item for Zeus. Gives him range so that he doesn't have to put himself in danger as often, giving him that extreme amount of damage
Hook Gang.
amplification. Even though it's 8% only, it's very valuable for someone who already has a high amount of damage. It looks like
Yeah.
they're going for a gank on mid.
Yeah.
Invoker seems to have pulled back a little bit, detecting that something's wrong. Disruptor is not really paying attention as much. He's going to get caught out right here.
Boom.
And, yep,
My coil runs down.
got the gank that they were looking for. I feel, but propel straight through. Invoker using his
Yeah.
Sport Spirits to just harass them off and keep a vision on them so that it doesn't have to get ganked out. Invoker's
Kinda
going
worth
for a
it.
quasi-exhort build here. He's not going what I thought would be the wiser build, which would be EMP Tornado, which has more utility against this through range and mana drain, which is mana is something that this team will struggle with,
Dire's bottom
aside from
tower
Zeus.
is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Invoker looks to be trying to build to just burst them down through squishiness, because aside from the Omni Knight,
Dire's bottom
they're not
tower
in
is
the
under
Void.
attack.
They're not exactly a very
Radiant's
tanky
middle
team. They're not
tower is under attack.
incredibly durable, but they're not very squishy. So Invoker's looking to milk that out and quickly just burst
Dire's
down
bottom
people to
tower has
fight
fallen.
back. We'll see how that pays off in the later stages of the game, but for now, I don't think it was quite the wisest build to just go quasi sword. In this case, it provides much more utility against the Omni Knight to get Tornado, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how he
Sven
pans out. In
managed
this.
to pick up the bottom tower there of the Dire, pretty much uncontested. It does put him to the top of the net worth charts, and Invoker's in behind him second. So I mean, Team Str8 doing not too bad. As
Looks
far
like
as
we got a
that's
team
concerned.
fight coming
It's
up right here.
rotation
Side's gonna get caught out. Lion also getting caught out.
Lion gonna get absolutely screwed. in
Lion
that
being quickly
situation.
bursted down by the Gyro.
Here's the ult onto Montucket.
Gyro
He's
giving
gonna get
chase
the
to
slow.
Tidehunter. Is it going to make it far enough? Vengeful Spirit not have swap up. Disruptor's circling around, try and help with the Tidehunter. He's got 3 points in Glimpse.
Difficult to lock
Tide
that
has
Tucker
level
down.
6, he has Ravage
yeah.
available, no points in Gush.
It's such a squishy team. You'd think to
Invoker
see
seems to be
spawn
farming the
points.
jungle with his Form Spirits now. So, I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm saying with such a squishy team that the Dire have got, you'd expect at least 1 point in Gush from Montuckus. It gives you a slow, right, and a bit of minus armor. No?
Armor. Yeah, exactly. I would expect at least 1 point from Gush because that will help them secure some kills against the squishier characters like Zeus, Vengeful Spirit, Gyrocopter. One value point is all he really needs right now, and he hasn't seemed to have picked that up yet. He doesn't deem it valuable enough.
It seems that Zeus will kind of counter against that physical weakness that he's got with an early Veil pickup. He's going to pick the Veil up next.
Not going for Adolins, going straight for Veil. Not a terrible choice. Gives him a lot more team fighting power at the expense of being at a closer range to his enemies. So this might pay off, but it also might be more dangerous in the fact that the stuns that can easily bring him down before he gets off his damage.
And it will
Much
help
higher damage
Venge to
output.
an extent, but helps Gyro's ult. Not really much. Like I mean, a Veil for
Mostly
a Veil
synergizing.
for Str8 is going to be much more potent.
Yeah, it would be much more potent for Team Str8. I think he's just trying to, aside from Tide and Savant, he's looking to quickly nuke down, and that's why he went for the more risky yet rewarding pick of Veil. It gives him a lot higher damage than Adolins in training. I mean, he still gets the armor from the Veil, but at the same time, it puts him closer, so it still doesn't prevent him from getting stunned to something Zeus is susceptible to because of his short range. So he picks the riskier choice and looking for more reward, and we'll see if it pays off in this case. Looks like Team Str8 going in for a smoke gank. DMC leading the way with his high amount of farm.
Dodge the Zeus ult
revealing
with
the entire
smoke,
team with his ult.
Yeah, they took no
So
damage
now,
from that.
Team Requiem know that they're all smoked up, and that's going to render the entire smoke gank completely useless. Team Requiem just completely avoiding them. This is a smart move on this part. It's just going to say, fuck it, straight for the mid-tower. Joker
Blink
catching
forward
out.
from Sven.
DMC initiating on the gyro. Repel coming out from Omni Knight. Chronosphere going out. Followed up by the gyro ult. Getting out that strong team fight. This is exactly what I was talking about. Disruptor not getting off his static storm at the right time to stop the Chronosphere from happening. And Team Str8 is completely wiped by Requiem. And in the exact way that I thought that it would happen. Team Str8 will have to be much more careful in how they do the initiating that team fight all over before.
Yep. Ultra kill for Gyrocopter. You don't want to have that amount of farm on Matt, so
is under attack.
that's going to put him top of the network.
This puts him in a very bad spot. Looks like Lion looking to get in on some of the action. He's going to get caught out though if he gets too close.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, we got a kinetic field.
They're trying to save him, but Gyro's damage is really high. And the Flat Cannon will pick him straight off using its 1000 AoE. Very well done by the Gyrocopter to pick him off using the cannon. Lion had stayed hidden in the trees, he would have survived that. However, the vision he briefly gave was enough to finish him. Lion has to be more careful. So then farming up the ancient camps to try and get back the large advantage that Requiem has gotten over them. We'll see if it pays off. Picking up a Helm of the Dominator before BKB. Trying to get off more farm by being able to stack the camp using the Satyr. Now, Savannah had very good micro skills. He could actually use that Satyr Vanisher to help with the repels from Omni Knight because of its purge. Whether or not he'll do that, we'll see. It's something you get to see happen in this game. But that is still a very viable option to help them against Omni's Repel and Guardian Angel. He's able to repel Gyro, who's avoiding getting BKB early on, instead going straight for Sanchinyasha. Then it could be extremely useful by bringing the Gyro down early off of the game.
Gyro also picked up his Dominator, and he will start stacking this camp, this Ancient's camp at bottom now.
getting those ancient camps ready for Faceless Void. Let's see here.
Oh, they're trying for Jinx.
Also
He
might
does
be for
manage to get
Gyrocopter.
the veil off. The ult is a little bit wasted from Kesh's Bay, but they do
Taking
catch
out
Zeus out
Zeus.
with the callback from Disruptor. The glimpse brings him back, and they manage to get the kill.
Yeah, exactly like I said, Disruptor's Glimpse will provide an extremely strong utility that the entire team needs. So it's very important that Disruptor be out of sight and out of mind for Team Requiem so that he doesn't get caught out. His abilities are going to prove extremely valuable in getting off the right team fight. Static Storms before Chronosphere or Gyrocopter or Omni Knight get off any of, or even catch them all. That would be the dream. But even catching out a few of them at a time will prove very crippling against Requiem's team fight for Requiem. If they can't get off the spells that they need, then they'll easily be picked off by the high damage coming out of Invoker and Sven before they can even create a response. Especially with having not any BKB inventories. Invoker picking up a Blink Dagger, looking for that strong initiation.
MFZ's picked up a Vlad's quite early on, before his Blink Dagger, just so that he could farm those Ancients, I expect, and also just provide the team with lifesteal. It looks like Zeus will build his Aether Lens now. It looks like it's his next item.
Yeah, the Vladimirs is actually a very good pickup of Void nowadays because of the way that Void works. It'll also stack off with Vengeful Spirit's Vengeance Aura, creating a large bonus damage aura the more close they are together. However, as any team fight goes, they have to be careful not to be too close together, or they will suffer against team fight abilities such as Static Storm, Tornado, Tidehunter's Ravage, or Deafening Blast from Invoker.
The Sven's Cleave as well.
Sven's Cleave especially. Cut swaths straight through their team.
But I mean, that's more
Especially
armor.
if they aren't under
More
Guardian
armor
Angel,
from the aura, and armor for Zeus already has that. Already has the veil up. So I mean, he's gonna be quite happy to stand near near those guys, just to kind of mitigate Sven's cleave damage. Oh wait, it won't mitigate his cleave.
Very
damage.
smart. Gar's picking up a BKB, finishing off that large camp of stack of Ancients, giving him a huge amount of farm. Already has the Ogre Club, only 2 pieces away. He could purchase the recipe, but it looks like he's going straight for the Mithril Hammer. Very smart for Gyro to pick up BKB at this point. Omni Knight's Repel fizzles, and if he tries to rely on it too heavily, it's going to be proving too detrimental for their important carry Gyro to get off his things. The reason they picked Gyro, well, I think it's pretty obvious to everyone. Both strong mid-range carries picking up their BKBs. Sven getting ready with the magic resistance to pick up a team fight, maybe get a couple of kills. Gyro looking to have something to help him out should Repel fail, or maybe just have BKB so that other teammates who are more important be repelled, such as Faceless Void or Zeus.
What do you think about the first item pickup for Cedarlow there? He's picked up an Aether Lens.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Pickup. It will amplify the damage of his purification, not the heal. It will give him more range through his repel, and his Guardian Angel will not be affected. Oh my. Team Str8 getting caught out again by the very strong team fight power of Team Requiem. Great promo and great Zeus ulti coming out of there, utilizing the power of his Veil of Discord to amplify extreme amounts of damage coming in, nuking down their entire team before they can even respond.
Invoker managed to throw his meatball and everything in there, but it just did literally nothing at this point.
Perhaps that was the only thing that was thrown down against them. That was about the only thing that got out from Team Str8, Team Str8 before they could even respond. As the meatball was the only thing that attacked Team Requiem, and then by that time they were already all dead.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
The meatball, if paired with other spells from Evoker, can still prove to be extremely helpful.
Oh, and they're gonna take the Ancient stock of the Radiance as well.
Of the Veil has they're stealing the Ancient stack. this is not looking good for Team Str8. Being beat out by 10 kills, 3-13. Extreme gold advantage. Let's take a look here. Looks like we have another
glimpse
team fight
back.
being set up. Team Str8
It's
hungry
not
for
the
more.
Zeniston though. Not the greatest.
Finger of Death coming out. Tide popping the Ravage, hitting the Zeus
for
just
one.
at the edge of it. Seven trying to go straight in on the enemy
Oh,
team,
there's a
while the
dispel
Chrono is
from the
still
tornado.
down. Invoker coming in with a small tornado. Deafening Blast.
Cedar low though
Unfortunately,
with the Guardian
Seven's
Angel.
BKB has
Glimpse
expired
back.
and he's having to retreat. Static Storm coming out. Very good
Oh,
work.
he's gonna get when
from the
Tuckus gets the
Disruptor, taking
final
out the
hit on
Omni
the.
The undertow.
Time Dilation putting a head pull on Invoker just as Tidehunter being taken out. A 2-for-2 trade, even. However, this would prove much more valuable for Team Str8 because of the high net worth of Team Requiem. So in this case, I think they came out a little bit more on top than Team Requiem, and it's going to help them later on to help balance out the huge spike of gold that Team Requiem has over them.
Yeah, any trade they can take at this point is a good trade. Going to take an easy Roche here.
Looks
it
like
seems.
Team Requiem going for Roche, using
Ravage
the
on
Vlad's
cool
Aura and the Helm of the Dominator to help them out. Invoker revealing that they're going for Roche. Looks like that Team Str8 is going to look for a response. Chrono is available.
Zenison looking for.
Will they be able to
Roche
get to
here
him
now.
in time before they
Null
take
Talisman
Roche?
on the ground here.
They're backing off
Yep,
here.
it's gonna get sacked.
Vengeful Spirit
Shan has fallen to the dark.
and
Dire's top
By
tower
Gyro.
is under attack.
Gyro will now have the Aegis of the Immortal to use against the enemy team. And Team Str8 has decided to back off in this situation. Being a little too late to respond. Tide ult still not available. Disruptor ult just coming off cooldown. Finger of Death is still 50 seconds away from being usable, only still at level 1. This is not very good, looking very good for Team Str8 here. They don't have a lot of new damage. Their ult cooldowns are a little too long for them to utilize them, and they can easily get caught up by Chronosphere and nuked down by Zeus before they have a chance to respond. So careful planning is going to be going in here if they even have a chance, want to have a chance at winning this game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, if they can keep it, if they can hold it to a later game, do they have much chance for the late game with this lineup? I don't know. I'm not so sure.
Looks like Void going on the Invoker.
Bottom tower
Invoker responds
is
with a
under
cold snap and a stun strike, taking out a large chunk, but Void simply time walking out of it.
Dire's top
Yep,
tower
we can
is
time
under
walk it
attack.
off. I think that'll be the new term for Void. Just walk it off, Void, walk it off, because he
Dire's
literally
top
can.
tower has fallen.
Disruptor trying to hold off the enemy team. Team Requiem going in for a strong push at bottom with the Aegis while they still have it. Joker giving off initiation. Zeus popping the veil. Zed taking off with his God's Strength and BKB, but then
Yeah,
deciding to
Ravage
back,
up and
not
it
having
gets
enough
burned
lockdown
up.
on the team to kill them.
Just no use at all
Gyro
against
shrugs
the
off
Mats.
Tide's ult with just the repel on him. Chronosphere goes off, taking out Tide and Lion.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Disruptor buyback, Invoker.
Glimpse back.
Can't respond. It looks like they're just going to simply take the racks. No Aegis has been used. Despite them picking Invoker, it doesn't look like Team Str8 has enough strength to win out in this one.
No,
It's going to be
think,
very hard for them to come back from this.
It's pretty much, it's really far gone now. I think we might
Radiant's
see a
bottom barracks
GG
has fallen.
quite soon from Str8.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom
Yeah, I
barracks has fallen.
completely agree. Seems very likely that it's just going to be GG from here. Taking the middle racks as well. Tidehunter and Disruptor now just respawning, but still ults on cooldown, so they're not going to be able to respond properly. Ben's ult still on cooldown, as well as BKB, but it will be about by the time he responds.
Radiant structures
Probably
are
will not be
fortified.
enough to take out the enemy team. We'll see whether or not Team Requiem backs off here. Looks like they're going
Out of
for
the
it.
kinetic field.
Trying to take out the Gyro. Gyro still has Aegis at this time. Not the wisest choice. Gyro is just saying, come on, guys, let's finish this. I have the Aegis. They can't do anything to us anyway. They use their ults. And so Team Requiem's kind of being careful not to get caught out here. At the same time, just kind of letting the carries do their work. Cement
big
catching them
meatball.
out. Huge meatball coming down. Thunder God's Wrath coming down on the enemy team, taking huge chunks of health out of the enemy team. Gyro
He
using up
managed
the
to pop
Aegis,
that,
and the
the
entire
Aegis,
Requiem
yeah.
team is still alive.
Radiant's middle
However,
barracks are under attack.
all of the ults from the Team Requiem are now down.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Guardian Angel, Thunder
Only
God's Wrath,
Disruptor's
Chronosphere
ult
just
is
coming
still
back.
up for
All down.
Radiant. So I mean, there is a static storm, but they're just gonna back. They're gonna take that. They're gonna call GG at this point, though.
GG, well played for this. Team Requiem winning off, using their strong team fight through Zeus and Faceless Void. Very good plays from the Omni Knight and Gyrocopter. GG, well played.
So Destination Requiem make short work of Team Str8, taking game 1 in 26.5 minutes. Join us in a couple of minutes for game 2, and we'll see whether or not this is going to be a 2-0 semi-final. It kind of looks like it will be. See whether or not Team Str8 can find anything in the tank to come back.